Obviously, the Bloodline storyline has put WWE's business on fire. It cranked up the heat from any metric you want. But in this video, I'm going to break down why I think WWE may have jumped the shark a little bit. Why they really reached in this regard. WWE SummerSlam 2023 saw Roman Reigns defend the undisputed WWE Universal Championship against Jay Uso in a tribal combat match. Essentially a glorified street fight. And this comes after not only the Usos turned on the Bloodline, but Jimmy Uso really started it. He's the one that cost Roman Reigns. He's the one that turned his back on the Bloodline. Then he convinced his brother to do the same. And they broke away from it, only for, in storyline, Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa to hospitalize Jimmy several weeks ago. He's been off television. So, going into SummerSlam 2023, you knew that Jay Uso wasn't necessarily going to win the undisputed WWE Universal Title. However, you did know that there was going to be a lot of close calls, a lot of close pinfalls, and likely the return of Jimmy Uso. And certainly they did that. Jimmy Uso came back, just not in the way. And here's my point of this video. Jimmy Uso came out in a hooded, he was in a hoodie, essentially, with his hood on. And as it looked like Jay Uso was about to dethrone our tribal chief, win the undisputed WWE Universal Title, Jimmy Uso pulled out his brother, pulled him out of the ring, and moments later helped Roman Reigns beat Jay Uso. Didn't stick around though, he walked to the back, had no part in the post-match celebration. As good as the Bloodline storyline has been for not only fans' interest, but WWE's product in general, TV ratings are up anytime the Usos or the Bloodline or Roman Reigns or Paul Heyman or Solo Sikoa are involved. And attendance is up, and that's trickled down. The fact that you have Jimmy Uso, and I get that he'll explain his actions, and I'm sure it'll do something. It doesn't make a lot of sense. And I think it's the first time since 2020 when this storyline really kicked off that WWE, they just reached for it. They grabbed a little too far, and it was a little far-fetched to understand and believe. And once you do that with a great storyline, and really a storyline that is grounded in reality, it's hard to get back to where you came. I think they're worse off than they were going into SummerSlam, but it's still one of the greatest storylines in pro wrestling history, and hands down the best storyline going today in WWE.